I was unable to actually update the interface that we have presently, so we're stuck with what we've got right now. So up 1 point on merry-go-round Ellie, spawning to the northwest position. He is Invictus Gaming. Wow, ZooTop. Excuse me. The upper right-hand corner, spawning as our Invictus Gaming Protoss, he is Jim, our 17-year-old Protoss prodigy. Alright, now this map, let me stop and think about this for a minute. We have 3 spawning positions as opposed to 4 or 2. That definitely opens up the route for more proxy tech, something like what we've seen in game number 1 between top. But I'm thinking there's maybe a part of top that wants to do a bit more scouting for proxies. He came so close to spotting that Stargate in game number 1 using his mothership, but excuse me, mothership core rather, and it didn't happen, unfortunately. He was just a few in-game units away from actually seeing it. Talking to the performance of both of these players for a minute, I mean, again, we've seen that Jim has qualified for WCS Premier League time and again. It seems like he's almost unstoppable. It's like he's got a free ticket to get into that. And ZooTop, previously in year 2013, he was able to qualify for WCS Premier League, I believe, 3 times, if I'm not mistaken. And speaking of WCS, in case you guys haven't heard, there are some big overhauls that are going to be happening with it, and I sort of approve of it. Sort of. We'll see just what happens in the near future. Alright, so Jim's already sending out a probe to do some scouting onto top and see what happens, or see what could possibly happen, but he's losing a lot of precious time by sending that probe out to the wrong direction. The positioning of this one pylon here leads me to believe that we're going to see one of 2 things, either A, hidden tech, or B, a Stargate. I guess you could say there's like really no big difference there, but the big difference would be, say, maybe a Twilight Council and then a Dark Shrine. But I personally feel that he's more likely to throw down a Stargate. Let's just see where the gas goes. Already at 150. Cybernetics Core is going to finish. So what is top doing with that gas? He's going to already get started on his Warp Gate tech for the time being, and that's it. I think that pylon, well, basically in the PvP game, the big mind games come when you can't find that 3rd pylon. So Jim's going to come in here. And he actually did not see 2 of the pylons. I feel like it would have been a worthy sacrifice if he could have actually found the pylons, if you will. And just know that he's playing against something completely safe. But I guess Jim doesn't afraid of anything because he's Jim, and that's just the way he works. But for the time being, again, both players kind of breaking away, and the Twilight Council is going to come down yet again for top. Okay, so the pylon's just there for mind games, but Jim doesn't bite the bait. He's going to send that probe in again after he knows that top has sent out his mothership core, and that means nothing's going to be able to stop him from scouting his opponent and all of that critical tech, excuse me, rather. Go. Spots the Twilight Council, and he spots the Chrono Boost going on to it. He also spots the 3rd pylon over here. So top's been had. No, that doesn't mean has. Uh-oh. Jim, playing greedy. He's got a Stargate cranking out in all time being, and it looks like he hasn't done any damage. Of course, I believe this mothership core here from top has already scouted it. It has. So this is going to be, I would say, like a passive-aggressive scout. Looks like he's gotten away with 1 worker kill. Yeah, 2. Pretty good. And of course, that Oracle has already been spotted. The mothership core was able to spot it long in advance. So in reality, I mean, I guess you could say Jim's not really going to be able to do too terribly much damage with this Oracle, but any workers he can pick off of it would be great. Shield's already halfway gone. Now 10% remaining on those shields. But for the time being, everything is looking just fine. Just great. For top anyway, that is. Excuse me, not Oracles, but Void Rays are now on the way, of course, because their Prismatic Alignment does miracles versus... they just do miraculous amounts of damage versus Stalkers. Anything that's armored, really, is what they're good against. They're especially good against anything that comes out of a Robo, because they just don't shoot up. But now we have not only Void Rays on the way, but oh my god, he's coming to the main! If he can somehow get that, if he can get that Robo unpowered, he'll be in a fantastic position. Blink is now done, if I'm not mistaken. The first Immortal is out. And I think that even if he does blink on top of this one Immortal, he's not going to be able to do too terribly much to it. There we go. He's gotten the shields off. The Void Ray has tripped its Prismatic Alignment. There we go. Hitting into the main. Oh my god. I don't know if Blink can be used to get all of his units out or not. Prismatic Alignment remains, and Jim holds his natural with like everything in the kitchen sink thrown at his opponent for the time being. In the background, more harass coming from that Oracle. 2 workers killed with it thus far, including the one that threw down that proxy pylon. ZooTop loves his Blink Stalkers, but I don't know if he's going to have the chance to use them. Immortal gets knocked out. The next target on the hit list is going to be the Void Ray. It looks like the next thing is going to be the Stalkers, and I think this is where Top begins to show where he is. He begins to show who's on bottom here. Let's just put it that way. More Stalkers warping in. 3. In the background, Jim looking for positions that he can exploit coming from his red Protoss protagonist. Jim's playing the villain here, and it looks like he could lose the Nat here if he's not careful. And with this, not only does Top have to go ahead and throw down a natural, he's going to have to try and or maybe tech up behind this if he isn't able to outright kill Jim. And it looks like with 2 Immortals there, the answer to that is going to be no. No entry. Been wrong before. That Oracle trying to poke what it can. 4 workers killed. Still alive to this point. That's the amazing part. Alright. Here we go. Another push coming from top. Is he gonna... Is he really going to... he's trying to... I guess you could say just blink exchange with the Immortals, and that's just not working out too hot. Getting a single Zealot into the mix here to tank for the Stalkers would definitely help out, though. Oh no! Here we go! He's going to be eating a little bit in the way of Quay here, and that second Immortal's been targeted down. It will fall. With this kind of a mixture, he might actually be able to stop Jim, but it looks like maybe at best he'll probably be able to force a delay on that natural. An Observer coming out from this Robotics Bay as opposed to another Immortal. Speaking of that last one there, down to 2 HP. 2 Stalkers blink forward to do the killing blow on it, and I think this is where maybe Top just wins here. Maybe. But I mean, look at the resources lost to this stage. There it is. GG from Jim.